Hi, welcome and welcome back to my channel. Today is the first day of the new year and I decided to sit down to share my New Year's resolutions as a mom. I have to mention this as a mom because the New Year's resolutions that I did before were completely different, and when I got pregnant and had my first son, I didn't even think of writing down any New Year's resolutions. And I don't know why. Maybe because for me, New Year's resolutions have always been something big, something great, and I had to dedicate myself to those New Year's resolutions. For example, I always wrote down go to the gym 4 to 5 times a week, and I did. I went to the gym almost every week. I went 4 to 5 times a week, and the only weeks when I skipped my workouts were the weeks when I was either sick or I had to work overtime and there was no time for me to go to the gym. There were also things like read this amount of books, journal every day, and sometimes these plans involved traveling. And in November of 2022, I had my first baby. As you all know, newborn stage is not the easiest one. And in December, I didn't even think of any New Year's resolutions. The next year, I had a 1-year-old and I was already pregnant with my second baby. And I tried writing down New Year's resolutions and I just didn't know what to come up with because all of my life was revolving around taking care of the house and the kids, and I didn't know how to write those New Year's resolutions because for me, as I mentioned, they were always something big. And this year I finally realized that they don't have to be something big, something over the top, and I don't actually need to write down going to the gym or having a workout 4 to 5 times a week. Things can change, our lives change all the time, and we adjust to the way our lives change, and our New Year's resolutions can also change. But I came up with several good New Year's resolutions that are actually things that I need to do, I want to do, and they are gonna be a great reminder to myself to do those things. Sometimes I might remember in the middle of the day, oh, I wanted to start doing that thing, and in order to do that thing, I need these and these and these things, or I need this time to be arranged. So without further ado, let's get started and I'll explain what I mentioned. Oh, my son is waking up. I thought it's the end of the day and I have the time to sit down to film. Okay, we'll see if he is gonna fall back asleep or I need to go and help him. Oh my god, the adrenaline rush that you get when you try to put your baby in the crib. So let's begin. And the first thing on my list, on my New Year's resolutions list, is to start my mornings with me time, to journal, read, maybe do some editing, do something for myself, not for others, just for myself. Because what I realized in the past 2 years is that if I don't prioritize me time, my own hobbies, my own activities, my health, nobody's gonna be happy because I would not be 100% happy. And it's so important to take care of your mental health. And no, it's not a BetterHelp sponsorship. It's really important to take care of your mental health either by journaling or by doing some sport or by going to a therapist. Everyone has their own ways of taking care of their mental health. For me, journaling really helps, and also physical activities really help. So that's why I want to start my mornings with journaling and then with reading, because this will give me some, adult time. I will be able to read not a kid's book, but something more educational. Even if it's fantasy, still it's gonna be more educational. I, for example, read in English, and this is not my first language, so that's why I always see some new words there, or there'll be a phrase that I would like and I'll try to use it in my life to remember it. So this is something for my education, to make my brain work. And for some, me time in the morning means relaxing. This is one of the ways that I want to relax, but also to stay educated, not lose all of my brain cells. And journaling really helps to get everything that is bothering me out on the paper, and maybe even help to think more clearly, because sometimes I'm so overwhelmed with everything that's bothering me, with all of the worries, that before even talking to someone, I need to write it down on paper and maybe figure things out on my own, or it will help me to formulate my questions or formulate my thoughts better to someone else, so that the person who can help me really understood what was going on. When I'm overwhelmed, I'm all over the place, and if I have a problem and I'm overwhelmed and I come, for example, to my partner and I say lots of words, lots of sentences, all emotional, sometimes in the end things might not even make sense, and it's not easy to understand what's actually wrong, and I sometimes can't formulate what's wrong when I am all emotional. So journaling really helps to go through those emotions first, and then either solve problems on my own or be able to explain what is bothering me. The second thing on my list, and that is a part of the morning me time, but it's also a part of night me time, and that is taking care of my skin. I have not been consistent with my skincare. There were weeks when I completely skipped my skincare, and I don't want to do that. I could feel that my skin was either way too dry or way too oily, depending on the weather outside. There were days when my fine lines were more visible because I am not getting Botox yet. I don't know if I want to start getting Botox or not. I'm still thinking about it. I had such a great skincare routine even a year ago, and then I had my newborn, and I would wake up in the morning already busy with a newborn, then with a toddler, then there would be something else in the middle of the day, then it's gonna be the end of the day, bedtime routine for the kids, and I would forget about my skincare, and it took me quite a while to even start doing it occasionally. So this year I am starting my skincare routine again, and I will be consistent with it. Next, not plan way too much. And yes, this video is about my New Year's resolutions. These are technically plans for the year, but what I mean by that is not plan way too much for the day. The reason why I say this is because I tend to overplan. Some days I will plan to do so many things around the house and with the kids, and then the day will go by and I'll do not even half of that, maybe a fourth or 1/3 of all of the plans of everything that I planned, and this will start getting to me. I will start getting frustrated that I can't do all of those things that I planned, or maybe my kids would not want to do, well, my oldest would not want to do what I planned, and then I will need to come up with something else, and I would not know what that something else is, and this will make me frustrated. I just need to chill. I just need to relax. The point is, I should not plan more than I can realistically do. And when planning before, I thought that I realistically could do all of those things. And then I got frustrated when I failed. For me, that was kind of like a failure. And now I need to look at it from a different perspective. We only have 24 hours in a day. I need to get a certain amount of sleep, of course. And then there are things that I need to do every day. For example, cook meals and do the dishes and do some educational activities with the kids. The rest of the things we are now calling side quests. So every day I can pick a couple of side quests that I need to do. And if I did all of those side quests, I can pick one more. And those side quests are either vacuuming or mopping the floors or the windows or maybe doing the laundry, because I don't do it every day. I wanted to try doing one load of laundry per day, but I don't even have one load of laundry per day. It's just gonna be a waste of water and detergent. I usually now do my laundry not even every week because I have enough for longer periods of time. So when I do, for example, my laundry, it's gonna be a huge pile of clothes, but I don't do it every day. And with the kids' clothes, of course, I don't have that many things for the kids, so it's more often. And then for the kids' activities, I have certain things that I try to do every day, educational things that I do every day with my oldest and also with my youngest. And then the rest of the time, they are either playing by themselves or we just do whatever. We don't have a plan, we just go with the flow. Kids like going with the flow. They need to have a schedule, they need to have structure, but we'll have the going with the flow time planned in our day. That's why over planning should not happen, because when going with the flow, things might happen. I would, for example, need to clean up more mess after going with the flow, or spend more time dressing my kids up while going with the flow, especially now that it's getting colder outside. I think we'll spend a lot more time dressing up just to walk with the flow. Next, and that is something that I've been meaning to do for quite a while, and that is create a menu for each week, maybe even month. We'll start with a week and we'll see. Create a menu for every week so that I didn't have to think every day of what to cook, so that we had all of the groceries bought for half of the week and then go and know what to buy for the second half of the week. We usually do grocery shopping twice a week because fruits, vegetables, meat, they just don't last the whole week. And in order for it to be a lot easier, I need to have a shopping list prepped for the week so that during the week we didn't have to think of what groceries to get, what to cook. And you know what? I just realized I think it's better to have a meal plan for 2 weeks in case one of the ingredients is missing for a dish that I'm planning to cook on Friday. I can just pick another dish from the next week's Friday and get groceries for that dish. You can't even imagine how often that happens. You will plan to cook something and then you get everything off of the grocery list, and then one main ingredient is missing, or one of the main ingredients is missing, and the whole dish is not gonna be what it should be without that ingredient. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, create the menu and actually stick to it. Stick to sitting down every week and writing down those things on the menu, because I don't want to do it only once in the very beginning of the year and then never do it again. I want to be really consistent with it. Next on my list, and this goes hand in hand with the previous one, and that is print out recipes and put them in a binder. We all know that it's easy to save a recipe on Instagram and forget about it forever. I have so many recipes that I saved on Instagram, and for some reason it's not easy to open Instagram and look through all of those saved recipes, because sometimes the recipe is not in the description, it's in the video, and you have to watch the video so many times. And if you've ever tried cooking like that, watching a video on Instagram multiple times to remember what the next step is, you understand that that's just not it. That's not the best way to cook, because you'll end up spending so much time looking at the recipe. And I decided to print out all of the recipes, type them or copy them from the description and print them out, put in a binder. I already got a binder and printed out several recipes. In the binder, they're going to be divided by sections, and one section that I will add to the binder is kids meals, because my oldest sometimes eats the same thing as we do. Sometimes I cook something different for him, mostly snacks. Snacks are different because I cook sugar-free snacks for him, and I am starting baby-led weaning with my second son, so I need to have those baby recipes printed out. I have them on my laptop, but again, it's not really convenient to always open the laptop and look for the recipes. It's gonna be a lot easier with the recipes printed out. And when you have a recipe printed out, it's gonna be easier to meal plan, because you will just sit down, for example, on Friday night, open the binder and look through the menu and put those dishes on your menu for the week, and it's going to be easier to write down the grocery list of the ingredients on the recipe. So hopefully those things will help me in the kitchen. Next is take care of my body, and this kind of correlates with creating a menu. I want to start eating healthier again, cut down on processed food, cut down on sugars. You know, it's a slippery slope. You will allow yourself to eat something with processed sugar and then you can't stop, at least in my case. For some reason, it's not easy to stop, and I want to be better because I set an example for my kids. They see what I eat, and of course soon enough they will want to eat the same thing. And yes, I'm not planning to avoid sugars completely and not give them anything containing sugar, but for now, while they're kids, while they're developing, I would rather not. Later, of course, I will give them chocolate and ice cream, stuff like that, but for now, while they're so young, I plan not to. Another aspect of taking care of my body is, of course, physical activity. And even though I do Pilates at home a couple times a week, it's not enough. I want to get back to lifting. I decided to do at home Pilates before getting back to the gym. I like lifting heavier. Of course, I will start with smaller weights, but increase the weights progressively. I already have a workout plan. I've had a workout plan when I got back to the gym after my first pregnancy, and this is not my first year or two of going to the gym, so I have a plan. I have a workout routine that I had before kids that worked out for me great, and I'm going to get back to that routine. And by the way, physical activity not only affects the way your body feels, but also your mind, your mood, because your body will release endorphins and you will automatically feel a little bit better. So yeah, feeling better, having a better mood because of workouts is one thing. Another thing why I need to get back to my workouts is because I feel so sluggish. It's all connected. The way I eat, not working out the way I used to, it's all connected. I feel sluggish. I also feel weaker. Even though I carry my kids around, I feel weaker. I can feel that my body's getting weaker, and I don't like that. I want to feel strong again, and for me, gym workouts are the best way to feel strong, to get stronger. I remember that when I started working out, and I talked about it in my fitness journey video, but I remember that when I started working out, my main goal was to stay skinny and to be even skinnier than I was. And now my goal is to be strong, because skinny, I don't care about being skinny. I need to be strong. I don't like feeling weak. That's why I want to get back to lifting and lift as heavy as I did before, and maybe even more. I used to hip thrust a lot, and now I don't even think that I can hip thrust with a barbell. I don't know. And my plan, even though you can't plan a lot, but my plan is to go to the gym 3 times a week. And by gym, I mean my garage gym, not drive to any other gym, because it's going to be way too much planning, who's going to take care of the kids, etc. So I am going to lift in the garage gym 3 times a week. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are going to be my weightlifting days, and then if I do have the time on any other day of the week, I will go and do a cardio workout. Ideally, I would love to start running, but we'll see. I'm still thinking about it. And last but not least, and that is especially important as a stay-at-home parent to remember, that relax if things don't go according to plan. And it kind of correlates with not planning way too much for the day, but it's slightly different. For example, you planned a few things, 2 things to do this day, and realistically speaking, you have enough time to do them, and then something goes wrong and you get frustrated. For example, you might get sick. I can feel that I'm getting sick, so hopefully not, but I can feel that my voice it's weird. It's not like my normal voice. Hopefully I'm not sick. Anyways, things can go wrong, and you need to be more chill when things don't go according to plan. Maybe you planned a fun activity to do with your kids, and they are not in a mood to do that, and they're just throwing all of those things that you spent time preparing across the room. Or maybe you cooked a nice meal for the family and it did not turn out that yummy, which happened to me. Now everybody's eating yesterday's leftovers instead of that ruined dish. Things can go sideways, and you need to be prepared for this. You need to be more chill about it. In the end of the day, you need to be prepared for the things that you can control 100%. For example, getting under the weather. You can do all of the steps that you need to do not to get under the weather. Still, you can catch a virus and get sick. Yeah, I can definitely feel that something's going on. I think I'm getting under the weather. Anyways, you need to be relaxed when things don't go according to plan. I already turned everything off, and then I noticed that I forgot about one more New Year's resolution, and that is not shop that much, and not shop that much, not to have to return so many things, because almost every week there is something that needs to be returned to the UPS, and sometimes you need to pack that return and print out a label, and you need to spend precious time going to the UPS to return that thing. And also, I don't know what happens to those things that get returned to Amazon and what happens to them. Do they sell them again, or do they throw them away? Is it a waste of those things? But it's definitely a waste of our time, and I don't want to do that. Of course, sometimes as I think we mostly order things that we need, and we have to return them because either the quality is bad, mostly because of the quality. The quality a lot of the times is not the best. For example, I will order kids pajamas and I will see that the zipper is horrible. Mostly now I get kids pajamas from Carter's because I like the quality and the price. Or for example, I will order something for myself or for the house, and it will arrive with a damaged packaging, or if it's a liquid thing, sometimes it's spilled all over the place. Also, for example, when you shop on Amazon, you buy something and the money is not withdrawn on the same day. Most of the times it's not withdrawn on the same day. It's gonna be withdrawn when the item is shipped, and it's more convenient when you need to cancel, for example, the next day and you see that it's not shipped. But it's not really convenient when tracking your expenses. So what we decided to do is to just sit down once a week and place an Amazon order once a week, so that we knew how much was spent. Because if you order almost every day, sometimes you might forget what you ordered. Sometimes you might forget writing down those $20 that you spent. And when sitting down to place an order once a week, we're going to be able to track the expenses more easily. Also, it's going to prevent from impulse buying, because we'll have the time to think about that purchase for the whole week or a couple of days before actually buying it. And I need to be better about impulse buying when offline shopping, because whenever you get to Marshall's, you kind of lose your mind. You see all of that cute stuff and you want to get everything. Or you get to Target and oh my god, they start selling Valentine's Day things already, and it's just the beginning of January. So I need to be more cautious of not impulse buying. And yes, the overall theme for this year should be to save more, not to spend more. So these are my New Year's resolutions. I did not plan how many books I want to read. I did not plan the weight that I want to lift. I just want to wake up in the morning, grab a book, and read for as long as I want to, or before my kids wake up. If I want to only read for 10 minutes and then do something else, I will do that. When lifting, I'm not gonna ego lift. I'm gonna listen to my body. When choosing the meals for the recipe, I will be more realistic about the time that I have to cook those meals. I should not spend half of the day just prepping everything before it actually starts cooking. And hopefully I will be more relaxed when nothing goes according to plan. That's gonna be it. We'll finally go and have my dinner. I think it's ready. It was in the oven. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!